Hi ladies, it's Ruth and Dagmar.
Hello.
So today we wanted to show you some lower body stretches that you can use after your workout as a cool down, because it's really important that you take time to recover and make your muscles feel good. So we're going to take you through a couple of stretches. Dagmar's doing the version laying on the floor, but for those of you who don't feel comfortable getting on the floor, you can do it in a seated position like I'm doing. So I'm using an elastic band, but kind of a heavier one. So if you have some of these at home, a light one doesn't work as well. So you want to use something like this. Dagmar is using a stretching strap, which you can certainly order, but you can even use a belt, a towel. I mean, lots of things work, okay? So we're going to start with our hamstring, and I'm going to place my band over the ball of my foot down to my arch, just to kind of make sure that I get the whole hamstring there. And then you can do some bend and release. And if you're doing it that way, every time you stretch the leg straight, you want to exhale. Inhale as you bend it, exhale as you elongate. And then maybe hold it after you've done that a few times. You can kind of hold the stretch and really get that hamstring to elongate. But use your breath as a tool. Very important to breathe into the stretch. All right, now the next stretch we're going to show you is an IT band stretch. Now we talked about, I'm not sure if you're going to have seen the myofascial release video we did, but we talked about how it's hard to stretch it, but there's other things that you're going to be stretching too when you take this leg across. So if you can't see the angle from the video, maybe you can. She's going across the body. And just as far over as it feels comfortable for you. You can angle your foot further away from your head if you're really feeling too much hamstring. You want to try to get up into the hip area, okay? So we're trying to really get there. You can even do this on the bench if you angle your foot across and maybe just twist a little bit. It's not exactly the same stretch, but it is going to hit that area a tad. Okay, then, wait, glute. Let's do glute. Yeah, so figure four. Yep. So I'm just going to take my ankle on the bench and my knee angled out, sit up nice and tall. The nice thing about laying on your back is you get a good back support.
I like that.
Yeah, it really helps to get a good stretch.
But I do it seated too.
Yeah. And then, but when you are seated, you want to make sure that if you lean into it to get more stretch, that you're not rounding over, okay? So you're really elongating through your spine.
And careful with the knees, so not really pressing hard into the knees. So
we don't want a lot of compression in the knee joint, basically.
I feel it right in the glute.
Right in that glute. Yeah, it's a really good glute stretch. All right, so next one, we're going to do quads, and Dagmar is going to show you the laying down version. You can simply sit in a chair, so this is if you're doing a standing version, and take your leg behind you like this. And if you have pretty tight quads, you'll feel this. When she's laying there, you feel it, of course.
I feel it.
Yeah.
My quads get really tight.
Now, the only thing about this particular stretch laying down is you want to be careful that your pelvis is in the right spot. So it's really easy when you're pulling your foot back to arch your back. So you want to kind of elongate all the way through the hip flexor.
So almost like tucking the tail a little under, right?
Right, like doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then another one you can do is using the band to do a standing quad stretch. And if that's not enough stretch and you can grab your ankle, that's great. You can even put your foot into the seat of the chair, like so, and then just drop down to feel that stretch, okay? And then the last thing we wanted to show, hip flexor, right? We talked about. So a little standing, or rather a lunge position. So Dagmar's showing you the regular kneeling lunge where you're on the ground, and I can do a kneeling lunge from up here, so I don't have to get all the way out to the ground and just put my knee on something. Or
lunge.
Yeah, you can do a high hover lunge, and same thing here. So if my knee doesn't like being on there, because I know some of the people in our group have knee replacements, so we want to be careful that we're not putting a lot of pressure on that knee. So just doing that kind of stretch. And again, breathing, making sure you're releasing tension as you're doing your stretches. Okay, so we hope that's going to help you to recover. And we'll be doing some more videos for upper body as well, so be on the lookout for those. Okay? Bye ladies. Enjoy.